Alrighty guys, here we go again. I am back here a couple of hours after that Extreme Rules review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not actually sure how many ratings or anything I've got because I know I said I'm scheduling these, so I guess while I'm talking right now, it is 4 AM here. Yeah, okay, well it's not really, but it's actually midday nearly. So you'll be seeing this at my time, 4 AM. Anyway, let's get on to the Raw review, guys. I'm going to keep this video a little bit shorter than at Extreme Rules. Of course, the Raw reviews are always normally under 10 minutes, so let's get right into it and let's get into the deep end of Monday Night Raw. So Monday Night Raw opened with a little bit of a strange siren. Well, it wasn't a strange siren, but I guess not what we were expecting. An ambulance siren sounds, and we see an ambulance pulling up into the... Well, where was it? Kansas City, Missouri. I'm not sure what the arena was called. Apologies there to those guys in Kansas. Ryback comes out of the ambulance and challenges John Cena to a match, an ambulance match, at WWE Payback. Apparently, now, this is what I can't figure out. After this segment, Jerry Lawler says the match is official. He just goes around and saying, it's official, John Cena versus Ryback, ambulance match at WWE Payback. But Ryback said he's challenging John Cena, so it's not official. It just doesn't make sense why Lawler jumps the gun all the time. He's starting to get a bit stale, just like JBL. Cole's just a classic. Michael Cole, my favourite commentator, but JBL and King are just getting stale completely. Anyway, then let's move on to the first match of the night. So, of course, Ryback there challenged John Cena to the match. That's how it opened. And I'll have to say it this way. Ryback, best promo he's ever made in the WWE. And if he keeps doing that, his heel character will start building. And that was brilliant. He needs to keep doing that. It was one of the best promos he has ever done. One of the best promos on Raw, actually, probably in a long time. Keep it up, Ryback. That was so much better. Anyway, let's move on to the first match of the night. And that was a tag team match between The Miz and Chris Jericho taking on Fandango and Wade Barrett. And midway through the match, or towards the end of the match, Fandango would exit the ring and go and start dancing with Summer Rae. And God, she looked smoking on Raw. Jerry just could not stop talking about her. He even came up with a statement saying that with Summer Rae out here, she's contributing way too much to global warming. So quite a classic line there from Jerry Lawler. But yeah, she was smoking. Anyway, Fandango was out there dancing with her, lucky bastard. He was dancing with her, not even focusing on Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett wanted a tag. He would not tag in. He was acting like he was completely oblivious to what was going on in the ring. Jericho would hit a code breaker on Wade Barrett, and then The Miz would defeat him via the figure 4 leg lock. So, sort of an angle there that Fandango didn't give a damn about Jericho, or the match itself. But then after the match, The Miz and Chris Jericho would sort of surround Fandango, and Fandango would pretty much crap himself. He leaves Summer Rae. A girl. Yeah. Great sportsmanship, or whatever you want to call it. He just leaves her, walks out of the arena, runs out through the crowd, leaving Summer Rae. The Miz, I think, chased Fandango, and Summer Rae would just be staring right at Chris Jericho. I'm not sure. I think Jericho put his hand out, and he got a little bit of a dance in with Summer Rae, and then he got very up close and personal. A lot of people thought they might kiss, but that was unlikely. And then just out of nowhere, Chris Jericho flicks his arm in her face and totally rejects her and walks off. So pretty entertaining stuff there. The crowd loved it. Jericho just completely dissing Summer Rae on the spot. Keeping, I guess, the feud and obviously keeping her as a heel as well. Then we had Sheamus versus Titus O'Neil in just pretty much a waste of a match. It was actually, Titus O'Neil put a bit of a decent effort in, but I've seen better. Titus O'Neil, by the way, swore during this match. I don't know if you heard it, but there was a censor that picked up the F word. He dropped the F-bomb during the match. I don't know what part, because I didn't hear it, because there was no censor, and obviously I couldn't hear it because the censor didn't pick it up. But if you watched it on TV, I think they have an automatic censor that will go beep the second it hears an F word. But obviously, I didn't hear it. But I know, according to E-Wrestling News, there was the F-bomb throughout the match. And you guys probably did hear the censor. Then we had Sheamus defeated Titus O'Neil, I should say. I nearly forgot. Via a bro kick. Obviously, no Mark Henry. That is one thing I wanted to talk about. Actually, no, I will not talk about that. I'll talk about that tomorrow in the newsroom episode. So we'll keep Mark Henry out of it. But he was absent from the show. So I may as well tell you now, he was absent from the show. So Sheamus defeating Titus O'Neil via a bro kick. Then Paul Heyman, this was rumoured all day. It was beforehand. Paul Heyman was about to reveal his new client. Now, there were reports that we were going to be hearing one of a kind hit the PA system at the arena, but no, Rob Van Dam was not the client. Would you believe it? It was Curtis Axel. And you're probably wondering, who on earth is Curtis Axel? That is, well, formerly known as Michael McGillicuddy. And he comes out with a big, mean, angry look with a bit of a beard. And I like him. I really like this guy. And if you didn't know, his name comes from being the son of Kurt Hennig and being the grandson of Larry the Axe Hennig. And obviously, he gets Kurt. He changed it to Curtis. They were originally going to call him Kurt Axel. That was the original plan, but it is Curtis Axel. So Curtis, and then Axel coming from the axe, from his from Larry the Axe Hennig. And then Triple H comes out. He runs out. Obviously, Paul Heyman doing his usual. You know, he does the Brock Lesnar. He's doing the full-on Curtis Axel. Pretty entertaining stuff. I liked the whole segment. And we didn't hear much of Curtis, actually. I wanted to hear what he said. And from the couple of lines he did say, I think he can talk. But anyway, hopefully Paul Heyman can work on everything else other than just his wrestling skills backstage. Then Triple H comes out and slaps Curtis in the face. And pretty much sets up a match for the main event. So it's official. Triple H will be competing on Monday Night Raw for the first time in 3 years. Triple H competing on Raw in the main event against Curtis Axel. Looking forward to that one. I was really looking forward to it. And that would be coming up a little bit later. Then we had Big E Langston versus Alberto Del Rio, and a shock result here with Del Rio losing to Big E Langston. I believe Del Rio was about to go for the cross arm breaker, and AJ Lee would then throw Ricardo Rodriguez's bucket across the ring. The referee gets distracted, goes over to pick up the bucket, and whilst he's doing that, a thumb to the eye by Big E Langston, who hits the big ending on Alberto Del Rio, picking up the 1-2-3. So a bit of an interesting ending there. I was not expecting Big E to win no matter how. And to be honest, I wouldn't say it was obviously not a clean finish, but it was close to clean. It was just a thumb to the eye. It wasn't the most, cheat ending that we've seen. So a pretty big win there to boost Big E Langston's confidence, beating the number one contender. And Dolph Ziggler would have been very happy about that one. Then AJ Lee, who was accompanying, as I said, Big E, and obviously helping him to win. Then she had a match against Natalya, and this match actually normally guys, well, even girls, are not interested in, but I think the way it ended, a lot of guys would have had their eyes glued to the TV, and I'll explain that in a second. It was AJ Lee who beat Natalya via the Black Widow. That is what it's called, the Black Widow submission hold. The way she connects, I don't know, AJ, she just seems to be improving her in-ring wrestling skills every week, and a very, very good ending, and she sells so good. The way she flings herself to the mat, the way she looks like she's knocked out the best, she's starting to really grow on me as a superstar as well diva, as well as, obviously, her managing of Dolph Ziggler. He's obviously taught her a lot about selling. Anyway, when she had her in the submission, Layla... Did I say Natalya, guys? I've been saying Natalya the whole time, haven't I? It was Layla. Apologies about that, guys. AJ Lee defeated Layla, not Natalya. Layla. What's my problem here? It was Layla. When she had her in the submission, Layla taps out. She doesn't tap out on the ground. She doesn't tap out on her back. Layla literally slaps AJ on the ass about 5 to 10 times. Constantly slapped. Actually, she slapped on her back the first time, and I think she thought that was her ass. Well, her backside, however you want to call it. So then she starts slapping her on the backside. Layla, you would find the first time. So this obviously, caught every guy's attention. And then she starts squeezing her backside. So I don't know if Layla realized. I think AJ realized. She was a little bit like, what is going on here? And I wonder what Dolph Ziggler was thinking when he was watching. Anyway, go back and watch it if you haven't watched it, guys. Boys, I know you want to. Go back and watch it. Anyway, let's move on. Cody Rhodes versus Zack Ryder via... no, I'm about to reveal who won. Obviously, I am. Cody Rhodes winning the match via a disaster kick. Cody Rhodes winning a match. Yeah, you heard me right. Cody Rhodes won a match. Oh, would you believe it? Of course, he lost in the pre-show to The Miz. But he actually won a match on Raw, and it, it's sort of a waste of a match. I actually thought Zack Ryder was going to win a match for once, but then I sort of realized, what is the ambulance still doing up there? After the match, Cody Rhodes knocked out Zack Ryder, obviously with a disaster kick to win the match, and then Zack Ryder left in the ring. Ryback comes to the ring, gives him a powerbomb, a massive powerbomb actually. It was huge. It was like a last ride. And then shell-shocked, and then he takes him up and chucks him in the ambulance, sending a clear statement to John Cena. So it looks like this video, actually, by the way, guys, I apologize, will go over 10 minutes than normal, but that's okay. It's not, that bad. It can wait. Well, I can wait for the render to complete anyway. Then we had what is the best match Raw has seen in a long time, albeit not a singles match. It was a 6-man tag, the Shield, all 3 members, taking on Team Hell No and Kofi Kingston. And the Shield obviously coming out on top. There was no way they were going to lose after winning the titles. And it was Roman Reigns' spear on Kane. And that was by far the match of the night. It was the match of probably the last 2 years. I know there were good matches. You know, there was Daniel Bryan, CM Punk over the limit. There was Cena versus Punk, I think, a few weeks ago. Was it after WrestleMania? I'm not sure. Was it before? I'm not sure. But, you know, there were a few good matches. But this was one heck of a match. And if we're seeing these 3 in a match, well, these 6 in a match again, book them every week. I don't care. That was a great match. The Shield obviously looking good in the match, as they always do. And it was them coming out on top. Keep it going. I love the Shield, what they're doing. They're doing really good. I really like the angle they're working with them. And Team Hell No and Kofi Kingston have been working well with them as well. And I'm very surprised. WWE is starting to get slightly good. Gradually. Very gradually. Obviously last week was horrible. Extreme Rules wasn't the greatest, but it's starting to pick up. It always seems to the night after and the pay-per-view. Anyway, then we move on to sort of a waste of a match. It was Randy Orton versus Jack Swagger. Randy Orton beating Swagger via an RKO. Actually, Randy Orton was selected via the WWE app, the lame WWE app, as the opponent for Jack Swagger, and Randy Orton beat him with an RKO. I thought it wasn't the best match. The only real good thing that really occurred in this match was the fact that it didn't happen, but I thought Randy Orton was going to punt Swagger after the match. Zeb Coulter pulled him out of the ring after the match. Randy didn't actually signal to go for the punt, but the way Swagger was positioned, I thought he might back up and hit it, and I really wish he did. It would have, the Legend Killer's back, and maybe that would have sort of hinted towards a heel turn, the Legend Killer returning, but that is not going to happen, obviously. There was just a one pay-per-view only punt kick. Moving on to the main event, guys, and we had Triple H versus Curtis Axel, Paul Heyman's new client, and this match, just like Cena and Ryback's match, ended in a no contest. So Curtis Axel, it's not Kurt Angle or Curtis Angle, it's Curtis Axel and Triple H ending in a no contest. Triple H. So what happened was Triple H throughout the match was sort of clutching towards his head. He sort of didn't know what was going on. He didn't know where he was at. And then he was outside the ring. He sat down. He just kept collapsing to the ground. He had a concussion. He was completely gone. He was out of it. He kept trying to get back in the ring. He couldn't even move. Kept falling. Doctors surrounded him and kept him back. And surprisingly, that is how the show ended. I was the ultimate boost for Curtis Axel. I know the match, I'm happy with how it ended, but it could have been even better if Curtis Axel just ran up and just took him out, threw him into the ring, hit his finisher and beat him, showing no respect for the guy, even though he's fully knocked out and concussed. That would have been an epic ending. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but, it was still a good ending. I like the way they did it. They didn't make Curtis look weak by losing on his debut, and they didn't make a legend losing, like Triple H, losing to a rookie straight off the bat. So, probably a good way they did it, but they could have made Triple H lose that way because it wouldn't have made him look so weak because he was pretty much gone anyway. So they could have done it either way. Pretty good ending, and Raw for me was way better than Extreme Rules. It wasn't the best Raw, put it that way, but it was certainly better than Extreme Rules. That tag team match with The Shield and Team Hell No and Kofi Kingston probably made the show a lot better than what it was. Ryback had his best promo in a long time. There wasn't a lot. The app wasn't discussed as much this week on Raw, which is good to see. It was only really used for the match between Orton and Swagger. So very pleased about that, guys. I'm not going to give you the ratings like I did for Extreme Rules for the whole of Raw matches. Overall, very good Monday Night Raw. Certainly one of the better Raws in a long time. Since, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. That's a long time for me. So that's it, guys, for the 2 reviews today. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I want to see how this schedule upload goes. I'll see in the morning how my views went, my view count went, and I'll base it off that. If it went good, guys, I'll keep doing it like this. Otherwise, I'll post how I used to at late night for me. And also to note quickly, again, as I said in the video earlier today, tomorrow, there will be a WWE episode of the WWE Newsroom. Maybe the trailer for my WWE 13 Universe mode. I might release that as well tomorrow, maybe alongside the Newsroom episode. I'll see. I'll have to let you guys know how that works, whether that will happen. Follow me on Twitter at WWE101, and you'll probably find out on there what I'm going to do. I do like to update everyone on Twitter, so you might really want to follow me on there. I've noticed I seem to be getting a subscriber, then an unsubscribed, then a follower, someone unfollowing. I don't know, it doesn't make sense, but make sure you go on there and follow me and stay followed. If you're a fan of me, stay followed. I appreciate it. And the more you give me support, the more you follow me, the more it makes me happy, the more it makes me want to produce videos for you guys. I've started off well. Again, I'm a partner, which is great to see. I'm gaining a lot of views, gaining subscribers. I'm over the 200 mark, which is good. I'll do a 500 subscribers special. Maybe I'll show you my setup here. It's not the best setup, but maybe I'll show you. I don't know. I will show you guys when that comes. So help me get to 500 subscribers by subscribing today for the best WWE content. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys for tomorrow's WWE Newsroom episode. Catch you guys then. Peace.